Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Hi, kitty. Hello, Pam. Thank you. Oh, Martini Rini. Hello, hello. Hello, Stacy. Meow. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you saying hello? You gotta talk louder. You have to talk louder so they can hear you, honey. If you're saying hello, come up here. You saying hello? Nature nagging you. Oh no. Yes, I'm feeling okay. I just have a few little swolly parts. Um, but they're not itchy anymore and I'm doing just fine. I just yep, was a nervous moment, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, kitty. Hi, Ganache. Yeah, if you want to say hello, honey, you gotta speak louder so they can hear you. Okay. Well, we'll wait for Marty to get back. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit closer. Yeah, no more playing with stickers for a while is right. Holy Hannah Banana. That was a tense few moments there. But like I said, I took the internal medication, I rubbed on the external medication, and I'm all good. Oh no, don't feel bad for sending me stickers. I use them. I've been using a lot of them lately. Don't feel bad for sending me stickers. See, you sent me these little stickers right here that say thank you, thank you. I love them. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from stickers for a few days. Let the histamine relax a little bit. Yeah, never feel bad for sending me stickers. I love stickers. And I love that sticker book. Where did that sticker book go? What did I do with it? It's right here. You sent me those stickers and you sent me these stickers. These stickers are awesome. But I won't be able to use them for a few days anyway because I have to let my system calm down. Oh my goodness. No, not the glues. For some reason, the glues, I don't know, maybe they're just made with different stuff. I don't know, but the adhesive, there's something about the adhesive in stickers and band-aids. And the thick white tape that they use at the hospital, I have to use paper tape when I go to the hospital. But for the most part, glues I haven't noticed any adverse reactions to, except this one, the adhesive spray. There's a sticky something or other in there that makes me itch a little bit. Not like the stickers do, but just washing my hands with warm soap and water and I felt fine. So, Willow, hello. Yes, paper tape. Exactly, Marty. Welcome back. Yes, so we're going to learn together. I'm going to review the buttonhole leaf stitch because on the image that I came up with, the image that I drew that I came up with, it actually goes this way. This way, it looks like a couple of bleary eyes, doesn't it? No, it goes this way. It's roses on a vine. And so you'll need to use the buttonhole leaf stitch for the leaves, obviously, and you're going to want to remember to put your imaginary line in the middle. So you're going to start, I'll review it, but you're going to start in the middle and go up to the outside edge and down to the bottom edge. And then this stitch right here is called the, give me a second, cast on, if I can remember correctly. Yes, the cast on rose stitch. This will be the cast on rose stitch. Up here will be your satin stitch, and then your stems, of course, all will be your stem stitch. So if you go to my community tab, this image is there. So if you want to copy it, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to use it, you're more than welcome to do so. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it look like bleary eyes? I can just see if that was white with the little red lines in it, and they're just. So that's the image, and I will show you. We're going to learn together the cast on one. I saw that at the last minute. I was planning on doing the bullion stitch, and I don't have it quite right yet to show you. It's really, really, really a mess. But this cast on stitch, I know how to do macrame, and I know how to cast on for knitting, but I don't know how to knit. But I do know how to wrap around my thumb and cast on. So the cast on stitch for the rose is actually quite similar. It's quite similar. Oh yeah, that happens too. With the with Band-Aid tape, and I actually have scars. You probably can't see them on, but there's like 3 scars from where I scratched at a Band-Aid because I had a Band-Aid on too long, covering up some boo-boos that I had. And so the histamine was making me itch, and then when I took the Band-Aids off, oh my land of Goshen, it was raw under there. Is like the Band-Aid caused a lot more damage than the boo-boo did. Oh, Willow, I totally understand. Oh, it's painful. So that's why I have to use paper tape instead of bandages. I have to use gauze, fold a little piece of gauze over a couple of times and then put the paper tape over the gauze. So, okay, how about we get started. And let me grab my little embroidery needle here, my favorite one. And we'll grab some thread. Well, I wanted to do pink for a pink rose, but that's going to be kind of hard to see on the pink background. So I will do yellow for a yellow rose. How's that sound? And I'm going to start with the orange center and then go lighter and lighter as we get to the outer edges. And then we'll do a nice deep shade of green for the leaves. That's it, just those 4 colors. But for the tutorial part, that's the colors I would use on the rose. Actually, the pink, I could use, I'll use yellow. I use yellow. Okay, I use yellow. All right, so let's start with the darker color. And for this, I am again going to use 3 strands of the I took an antihistamine, not a muscle relaxer. What the heck is wrong with my tongue? 3 strands of embroidery floss. There we go. So, yeah. Yellow Rose of Texas. Look at you both singing the Yellow Rose of Texas. Are you duetting? Does it make you stupider? I swear, Ossifer. Oh. Yeah, this is it's one that I take every night before I go to bed, but I can also take it as a quick fix. Anytime during the day, if I should end up with hives like that. I also have some Benadryl on hand if I need the Benadryl. I have the prescription lotion if I need that, and then if worse comes to worse, I have my EpiPens if I need that. I'm allergic to 53 different things that they know of, and several environmental things that they don't know what they are, but they just know that every now and then, for no uncertain reason, for no certain reason, I will end up in anaphylaxis. So I have to carry EpiPens. You're duetting. You're duetting. You're faking it. You're just lip syncing. Uh-oh, I see Milli Vanilli. You know what's really sad about the whole Milli Vanilli thing is that they are really, really, really good singers. And they wanted to do the music. They wanted to do the singing. It was the record company wouldn't let them. They liked the voices that they had recording for Milli Vanilli, and they liked the look of the 2 of them on stage, so they just decided to make them lip sync everything, which is a travesty because they really are good singers. He pulls out the Walkman. Oh. Okay, where's the karaoke machine, everybody? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We're done futzing around here. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Joe Pesci in one of the Mel Gibson and whatever movies there when he's a cop. Okay. So what we are going to do, and I'm going to do this before I forget, when knot the thread, come up from the back in the center. Ganache, that hurts. Quit it out. What are you doing? I keep telling you, if you want to say hi, you've got to talk louder. Okay, no more interrupting me now. Mama's busy. Mama's live now, sweetie. You got to go away. Go play with some toys. Lethal Weapon. Yes, that's the one. Okay. You want to pierce your fabric just a little tiny bit with the needle, just like that. And then I'm going to bring my book right up here. Okay, yes. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and wrap and twist. Oops. And put on the needle. Take your finger, take the thread, ouch. Wrap this way, twist this way, and onto the needle. And you're going to do that 10 times. So you're going to, with your finger up, you're going to wrap, and then you're going to turn your finger down and slide that loop onto the needle. Finger up, wrap the thread, finger down, onto the needle. And we'll do that 10 times. Let's see, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, up, around the finger, down, around the needle, 7, 8, oops, I totally missed the needle. 9, and 10. Once we get those on there, we pull with the left hand. Just hold those stitches in place. You pull with the left hand. It may take a couple of little tugs, but you want to pull them through. You want to pull the needle through. Well, guess what? My needle is way thinner than the eye of my needle, and I can't get that through there. Let me check my needles and make sure I've got the right. Well, I'm glad. See, we're learning this together. Okay, let's try that again with a different needle. Let's see if I have one. Yes, I do. I have one where the eye isn't wider than the needle by too awful much. Let's see. Ouch. Do I need... I may need a bigger needle. Okay, let's go for this needle here because the eye is not that much wider than the leg of the needle itself by too awful much. So let's try that one and see if we can get this to work. Oh boy, I gotta thread that eye with 3 strands of thread. I think I may only be able to get 2 in there. Yep. Okay, change of plans. Only 2 strands of thread. Oh, I just lost my needle. Found it. All right. So, there. That wasn't too awful bad. Okay, so let's try that again. We come up from the back. A needle grabber. Yep, it's too tight now. So, Well, all right, let's try this again. Only this time, I'm going to wrap just a little looser, and I'm going to, and I've used this needle as a straighter needle. So let's see how that works. 1, 2, 3. 5. Okay, let me see if I can get this to work first. 6. 7. 8. All right, look, I've got 8 on there. That should be enough to give me a sense of whether or not I can do this. There we go. Look at that. Yep. Oh, makes sense to me now. All right. So we pull through, and we want to make this one curved. So we just pull it down to where we started. So that did work. So let me demonstrate that again with more instruction now that I know this will work. Okay. Exactly, without a flared eye. That's exactly what this is. This is not a flared. It is a little tiny bit, but not bad compared to the other one that was really, really wide. So yes, you need a straight needle without a flared eye. All right. And to finish it, we just go straight downwards from where we started. All right. So that's one part. Now, let's try that again. We're going to come up. This time, instead of piercing the threads so close to each other, we're going to pierce the thread, pierce the fabric. We're not going to pierce the fabric so close to each other as to make this little tiny U. We're going to go a little bit further away, because what you want to make is these little semicircles all the way around the rose to create the rose. So I'm going to go here like that. Whoops. Going to go here like that. And Stacy has a good tip. Is to pull. Yes, you want to pull, not tug, tug, tug. You want to gently, you don't want to tug, tug, tug. You want to gently pull. Gently pull. Okay, so once you have pierced your fabric, the length that you want your little semicircle to be, You take the working end of your thread, wrap it around your finger, turn your finger, and slide it onto the needle. And gently tighten it. Don't tighten it so much that you can't pull your needle through. Just gently tighten it. And you're going to do this 10 times. I'll describe it again. You put your finger down, pad up. You wrap your thread. Then you twist your finger, pad down, and gently pull it onto the needle. Let me see if I can get closer so you can see that. Okay, that's as close as I can get, so I hope you can see this a whole lot better. Marty, not yet. The first 3 are just going to be 10. Then as you get, then you're going to switch your color. Yes, I know, you're what do they call that? What's on your needle will twist a little bit, but you can straighten it out. Blanket stitches? I don't know about that, Willow. It's a cast on. So pad up, string on, pad down, onto the needle, lightly, gently pull. And then when you're done, Marty, yes, your thread is going to twist, but when you're done and you finish your stitch, each individual stitch, you let your needle go and it will untwist your thread. And I've just found that's the nature of this stitch, and that's just something you have to deal with. So there we go. So pad up, wrap the thread, pad down onto the needle, pad Thai into your mouth because it's yummy Thai food. No. That has nothing to do with the stitch. I'm sorry. I got a little crazy there. Okay, fingerprint up, turn the finger, fingerprint down. Oops. It is? I did not know that, Willow. Let's see if we, oh, now that I'm looking at it this way, you're right. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that. So there, fingerprint up, on with the thread, fingerprint down, onto the needle, and gently pull. There's 10, I believe. Yes. So now there's 10 on there. So you hold the stitch with your right hand, gently pull through with the left hand. All the way, gently, and it will all by itself go down to where you pierced your fabric, and there you have your little edge, your next little spot for your next little stitch for your rose. And I just lost my thread out of my needle. because I wasn't paying attention. And then I untwist my thread. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. First, I'm gonna end the stitch. I forgot to end the stitch. At the very end, when you're done pulling and it's all the way down near to the fabric, you end your stitch by just going to the back right there at the end of the stitch. So where you want your next stitch to begin is where you come up, and you want your next stitch to begin overlapping the end. See how my needle has come up here and there's still a little bit of the previous stitch there? So you're going to come up there, and you want this next one to come to about here, so that's where you're going to pierce your fabric. Pierce your fabric and go back to the beginning of the stitch, and you leave your needle there. And you do, Willow is a thread queen. Yes. And there's the next little, yeah. Okay, so then what you want to do, oh, and with this, by the way, because you're always working like this with extra thread to pull on and tug and whatever, you want a relatively longer, yes, I did untwist, Marty. Yes, I did. You want a relatively longer piece of thread than you would normally work with. Normally you want to work with about 25 to 27 inches of thread for an embroidery, because of the twisting and usually the smallness of the area that you're working with. 25 to 27 inches is usually pretty good. But with something like this, so that you don't, when you get to the outer edges, so that you don't have to change your thread after every stitch that you make, you probably could work with 32 to 36 inches and be okay. Since I am going to be changing colors of thread, I'm starting with a darker, deeper golden yellow in the center. I'm going to come out to a lighter golden yellow next to that, and then the outer edges will be a bright yellow. So since I am going to be changing color, I don't need to work with quite that long of a, with that long of a thread. But if you're going to do just all one color, you can work with a 32 to a 36 inch thread and still be okay and not get it all raveled and wrapped around you and make a mess. Okay, so I'm ready to do 10 again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it does twist, you just untwist it. Hold it in place with the right hand. Unless you're left-handed, then you do it the opposite. Unless you're left-handed, rather. Pull the thread through. Bring it over. And there's your next little petal of your rose. Look at that. It's so cute. There's your next little rose petal, and you end your stitch by going right down into the back. Now, the next stitches are going to be a little bit longer. So you want your semicircles. I don't know if you can see the way I drew them. See how this one ends here and the next one starts overlapping it a little bit behind? And it ends here, and then this one starts here behind. And then this one ends here, and this one starts here behind. You want to overlap them that way, and they get longer. As you add more stitches, your stitches get long. As you add more thread, rather, more lark's head knots, half lark's head knots. Is that a lark's head or a half hitch? I think maybe it's a half hitch. Your stitches will get longer. That's so cute. Okay, so do you need me to continue on to get a better understanding of the stitch? I can continue on with using 12 and 14 and 16. I can continue on. Or does everybody think they have the right idea? They are like little caterpillars. They are just like little caterpillars. Cloppers. I used to call them clappers when I was little. Clappers. Marty or Pam or anybody else who's doing this, do you need me to go over it more? Or would you like me to go ahead and review the buttonhole leaf stitch? You want to see more? Okay, then let me take the next color. And since I'm using a different needle, I'm going to reverse what I said earlier. And instead of 3 threads, I'm going to use just 2 because the eye of this needle is much smaller. And I'm just going to use 2 threads. 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Look at that. You want to see how the longer one works out? Okay. Well, I can go right to a longer one. This one will still be kind of the same. Hold on a second. I don't need the darker one anymore. There's the medium one. Let's see if I can get... All right, here's what I'll do. I will start where I'm supposed to start, which is right here. So I will come up right, oops, next to, come on, right there. Whoops, I knew I'd forget. No, I didn't. I did not forget. There is a knot at the end of my thread. Okay. And I want this one to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to start it over here, or end it rather over here. And come up where I started. Pierce the fabric. There we go. Now, this one, that one was 10, so these will be 12. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it's only 2 more segments, but it's actually quite a bit longer. Okay, so we hold this in place. And that's where it goes down. Right there. Come on. There we go. And that's where it goes down, is right there. Oh no, Willow. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Well, oh, poor kitties. I hope kitties are okay too. Well, I pray that you're all safe. Okay. Oops. If you will excuse me for just one moment, I will be right back. Sorry about that. Meant to do that during the break and I forgot. Hi, Kim. Sleep well, Willow. Hello, everybody. I don't know, Stacy. That's a good question. I wonder that too. Let's find out. Okay, so I'm going to come up again, close, overlapping, and I want my stitch to come to about here. And I pierce the fabric right back where I started my stitch, right where I came up. I don't know, I'd have to find out. I'd have to make a carnation. It is staying kind of twisted, actually. One. Four, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oops. Don't want to pierce the fabric twice. And you just steadily pull. Once you have it all in, then you take it down to the fabric by pulling on the other side. Mine is staying kind of twisted, Stacy. It doesn't want to straighten out. I suppose if I really worked at it, I could straighten it out. But it is staying kind of... Oh, if I pull it up the other way, it straightens out. And if I leave it that way, it stays twisted. So if I go underneath and push up this way, it straightens out. And if I don't, this is what it does. It stays twisted. I'm going to make 2 more this length, and then I'm going to go to the bright yellow and make them really long and see what that does. And twist my thread. There we go. And untwist my thread. I want to come to here. into here. To make it completely straight, yes, Stacy, you would. You'd have to, wow, look at the size of that welt. Whoa. You're going to hear my alarm go off in a second here. Hold on, I'm going to try to turn it off before it talks to you. All right. I actually like doing it this way, learning together. This is really cool. We all get to see what the mistakes are and how to correct them. This is really cool. I lost count, which isn't really cool, but the idea of learning together is appealing to me. Okay. So let me make this one. Pull it to the end of the thread. Then pull it the opposite direction to the edge of to the top of the fabric. Come on out here. Okay, why am I stopping? So you don't have to. Why am I stopping, Stacy? Oh, she counted. I put one extra one. Well, that's all right. Okay, so again, I need to get real close. I'm really enjoying this stitch. This is a fun stitch. Okay, and I want it to end a little further out over here. Put my needle, pierce the fabric where my stitch begins. There we go. Leave the needle there. Okay, Marty, hurry back. All right. So again, we're gonna fingerprint up, wrap, fingerprint down, release. Fingerprint up, wrap, fingerprint down, release. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alrighty. Hold them in place. Perhaps carnation would be multiple 10 set all short stitches. Instead of overlapping them like you do the rose petals, just continuous little bumps next to each other all the way around. Yes, yes, yes. Oops. Okay, pull the string till the end. Now take it the other way to pull. I lost my needle again. To pull the stitch down to the fabric. Then put the thread back in the needle. Then finish the stitch and go down that way. There. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to look like a little pinwheel instead of a rose. That's because I'm not getting close enough to the previous stitch. I just realized that. Over here I did quite well with these two stitches, with these two stitches right here. But with this one you can see I started a little too far away. I should have started closer to the original stitch. Because what you don't want is this little pinwheel thing happening. So you want to make sure you start really close to the previous stitch. Yeah. Yeah. I can see inside starting too far away. There's too much space between the stitches. You can see fabric between my stitches. So we need to make sure when we're doing this, folks, that we start our stitches closer to the previous stitch. Instead of out here, move right in close to the previous stitch. You like the pinwheel thingy? It doesn't look like a rose. It looks like a morning glory when it's like that, the little pinwheel thingy. Kind of looks like a morning glory. Wonder why you don't just wrap like a French knot. Because then it would be a bullion stitch. Yeah, well, I don't know if you can see, but you can see the fabric in between the stitches, and that's because my stitches are too far apart. So if I started a stitch like I did before, like out here, I need to start it closer in here. Oh, come on, stop jumping back and forth on me. Focus. So there's my needle right there. So I need to start way closer in. Almost. Just, I would say, one thread of fabric away. It looks like that's what I just did. Yeah, like one thread of fabric away. I could put a filler in there like that, I guess. It would show, wouldn't show too bad once I got. So anyway, that's, yep, just exactly right next to it. Yep, like that. So let me, okay, wrap, wrap, 2, wrap, 3, wrap, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's 12. And down to the fabric. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I can tell already just by looking at it. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Because when I flare it out, it doesn't have the little spiky pinwheel looky thingy like over. Oh, come on. Stop being blurry on me here. Come on. Yeah. It doesn't have the little spiky pinwheel thing going. It's actually right close together. Whereas this had the spiky little pinwheel thing going. These two are right close together. Three tens, anywheres between 4 and 5 12s. Exactly, it cups the line before. So it does this. Hold on, let me get.
So if you draw a line like this, it cups the line before. And you draw the line like this. And then you kind of close off this area here with your bigger. Whoops, I'm drawing in the camera here. With your bigger. This is exaggerated just so that you can see what I mean. It just cups and gets bigger as you go around. This is greatly exaggerated, but yes, it cups the one before. Cups the one before. Thank you, Kim. Okay. Now, that was those. Now let me do some of the longer bright yellows so we can see what we see. Oops, whoa, 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 just made everybody seasick. Hold on, Quaftalanche. Ah! Sorry about that, folks. So, okay, so 3 10s, anywhere's between 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 12s. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, anywhere's between 4 and 5 12s. And then you just keep increasing. You'll know when you take your needle and pierce the fabric. You'll know where you come up, and you'll know about where you want your next stitch to end. So that's where you're going to pierce the fabric and then go back to where your stitch begins. And you want that to be a little bit closer as well. I have mine way out here, and it doesn't need to be quite that far out. It needs to be in here. And you pierce your fabric, and you go to where your stitch would begin. And you can kind of guesstimate. And you want the whole stitch to get a little bit longer, obviously, as it goes out, because it's gonna get longer by two components. Each little wrapped component, it's gonna get longer by 2 little wrapped components. So does anybody want me to do the bright yellow? Marty, you see, do you understand? Do you need me to do the bright yellow, the longer ones? Next. Next what? Next item, the leaf. You want me to do next, meaning you want to move on to the leaf, or you understand next, you want me to do the next row of the rows? You want one longer one. Okay, I will show you one longer one. And then we'll move on to the review of the leaf. Oh, Stacy wants the next whole row. Okay. Well, once we get one or two of them on there, we'll see where we're at. See what you understand and what you don't, and how much further we need to go. Okay, so... Ouch! Ouch! Okay, jeez. Okay. Not at the end of the thread. Okay, let's see if I can close this up. So I'm going to get really close. I'm going to get really close. Like maybe 2 to 3 components in to cup. And then I want it to end about, well, it's only got 12 components. Well, no, this one's going to have 14 components on it, so it's going to be a little bit longer. So maybe I want it to end in there. So pierce the fabric back up to where the beginning of the stitch was. The needle's in place. Row, row your rows. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? All right. I took a sip. So, palm print up, wrap, not palm print, fingerprint down, gently pull. Palm, fingerprint up, wrap, fingerprint down, fingerprint up, wrap, fingerprint down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Woo! I'm running out of needle. Hi, Lori! A white sport coat and a green carnation. Oh, it's a pink carnation, not a green one. Okay, I got 14 on there. So I'm going to hold these down with the right. I'm going to gently tug with the left. No, pull, not tug. You don't want to tug, tug, tug. You just want to pull. You want to pull. And then come down to the fabric. Oh, yeah, see? Getting closer is much better. Look at that. It's all tucked in. There we go. Yes, closer, closer. Get a little closer. With Arid Extra Dry. And the stitch. Okay, so we want to come up 2 to 3 components in, 2 to 3 little wraps in, very close. I'm going to need a longer needle. I am going to need a longer needle. And you know what? Hold on a second. I have some. This one's a little bit longer. This one's really long, but it's also really thick. I don't know if I'm going to like that one. I'm going to have to see. These are all my needlepoint needles. I might be able to use this one, although the eye is pretty wide. I don't know. Might be able to use this one. Can't use any of those. This one, the whole needle itself is really thick, but it's longer. It's longer, not by a whole lot, but it is longer. And then these are, I might be able to use this one, except that it's not very pointy. I don't know how well it'll pierce the fabric. Well, it goes through the felt all right. So, all right. Oh, you did? You're gonna have to let me know if the eyes, do you have them close by, Pam? You can check the eyes to see if the eye is a lot wider than the needle or if it's very, very close to the same size as the needle. Closer, don't be shy, get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry. Okay, so we want it to cup the last stitch. We're going to come around these stitches and close them completely in. And we want to get close. So we're going to get real close in there. Pierce the fabric, come back up to where the beginning of the stitch is. There we go. All right, now let's start doing the wraps and see if we can get this one correct as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, great. Thanks, Pam. Okay, so yes, I definitely will need a longer needle. Okay, so again, we gently pull continuously. We don't want to tug, tug, tug till the thread comes through. And then we pull on this side. Oh yeah, that is much better. Closer? Yes. Pretend it's an Arid Extra Dry commercial. Closer is definitely better. Okay, and then finish off the stitch. Two. Start here. I think this next row, Stacy, is probably going to take between 4 and 5. The last row should only be 4. It should be 3 stitches between 4 and maybe 5 stitches. And the next row should be 4, maybe 5 stitches, because they're getting longer. Because if I go to here, that makes 1, 2, that makes 3, and then if I start back here and go to here, it doesn't quite close that off, but that's okay. I can still back it up. Hello, Kathy Cowell. How are you? Okay. So, how are we doing on the rows? What are we thinking? You thinking you got it? Well, not necessarily, because sometimes the wider you go, you're only going up by 2. You're only going up by 2 components, 2 wraps. So you may continue to need 4. More, yeah. You may continue to need 4 all the way around. It's like you start out with 2 or 3 in the middle, and then you should have 3 or 4 for the next row. I did them wrong. And then 4 or 5 for the next row, 4 or 5 for the next row, 4 or 5 for the next row, 4 or 5 for the next row. Because they get longer. And you know what? The longer they get, the straighter they stay. It's not so curly. The first ones are really curly, but these longer ones on this last row that I'm doing, this outer row that I'm doing, they're not quite so curly. But it's making a pretty rose, don't you think? Hi, Myra. How are you? I've always heard that that's the way it should be. You want to marry me? We'll marry. Hello, hello. So what do you think, Stacy and Marty? Have you have you got this down? Have you got this down? Do I need to go review the leaf now? Marty's got it. Stacy, what about you? You got it now? Okay. What about you, Pam? Pam, you said you had it as well? You're all set? Pam's probably watching like 3 different lives right now. She's such a multitasker, that one. Okay, so I came up again, but I didn't need to because we're done. So, oh, Myra, we were just talking about allergies. So, needles are pretty good. Longest is 3.5 inches. Wow. 1, 2, 3.5 inches. Okay. You've been busy with family? Oh, okay. It's just I know you're one of the very few that I know of that can watch so many different channels at once. I thought that's what you were doing. Oh yes, Pam, what are the eyes? Are the eyes like almost the same size as the needle, or do they flare out? Three eyes are decent. Okay. Pardon me while I put on some lip salve. I just may have to order me some needles from Temu. All right. So everybody's got down the rose part. Let's review the leaf part. Ever so slightly. Oh, then those are decent as well. Because this one flares out ever so slightly also. Yeah, this one flares out just ever so slightly. But I also think if I tugged really, really hard the first one that I made. So I think if you don't pull real hard with each little wrap, I think if you just pull it so that it's on the needle, but loose enough that it's going to slide a little bit, I think that would be ideal as well. Oh, I'm going to have to get some needles from Temu. Yes, yes. It's 2 puppies, a dog, 5 cats, a bird, a hedgehog. Oh. No, she has 5 dogs and a cat. No, when you slip the component on, oh, thank you, Pam. When you slip the component onto the needle, we tug a little, just a little tug. But when you're sliding the component off the needle and you pull the needle through. So you tug the component onto the needle, but you pull the needle through the component. Yeah, I know. It's amazing how she takes care of everything and still has the ability to put in a shower head and fix a dryer heating element, and now she's going to fix a leaky washing machine. That's going to bug me. Come out of there. Where's that coming from? This one. There we go. All right. All right. So the leaf. Now, let's review. I'm going to go back to my other needle now that I don't have to wrap it anymore. Okay. I'm going to go back to using 3 strands. You need to get one of those circles. One of what circles? Oh, an embroidery hoop. Yes, an embroidery hoop, Myra. Mowed the lawn before the garbage man got there. That's great. Okay, now in review, I'm going to say, remember that there is an invisible center line. If you need to take a pencil and draw your line, draw your imaginary center line, you go right ahead and do that. So you're going to start at A, which is at the base of the leaf. Pull through, make a loop, or just hold your working thread out of the way. Go back down right next to A and come up at B. Now, your A point is always going to be where your imaginary line is in the middle, and your B point is always going to be just to the outside of your outline. Just to the outside of your outline. And each time you come up, you're going to go down in the front, right next to A, on your imaginary line. You know what? I'm just going to pencil in that imaginary line so you guys can see it. Okay, so you're going to hold the thread out of your way, in a sense, making a small loop. You're going to go down at A, which is always going to be your imaginary line, and it's always going to be like one thread away from the previous A. And you're always going to come up at B, which is your outline, and it's always going to be very, very, very close to the previous B. So you're going to repeat A and B. You're just going to repeat A and B. You're going to hold your thread to the side. You're going to always go down at A. You're always going to come up at B. On the outside of the outline. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a textured outline, and it's going to create a center vein in your leaf. Oh, you're welcome, Myra. Thank you. I'm glad you can understand what I'm talking about. So again, you're going to go down at A. And up at B. And this is called the buttonhole leaf stitch. Down at A, up at B on the outside of the outline. Down at A, up at B on the outside of the outline. Hold your thread out of the way. Down at B, up at A. Down at A, up at B. Comme ça. Yes, Stacy, that's true, but you want to be very, very careful not to leave too much space because you'll see your fabric. You'll end up seeing your fabric through your stitches. So what Stacy says is very true. You've got to find the sweet spot between what's too close, but yet what's far enough away to leave space for your thread. But you could supervise. Just like that. Now, if for some reason you make this stitch and you go, oh gee, I don't have enough to make another stitch, you end your stitch up at the top. You just go down to the outside of the loop. See, it creates this little loop at the top. I don't know if you can see it. It creates a little loop at the top. You go down to the outside of that loop. Go to the back, tie off on the back, get yourself a new thread, thread your needle, make a knot in the thread. So then when you come back right at that same spot. Right, come on, focus. Right, see, right, oh, come on, focus. Right at that same spot and hold the thread out of the way. Then you go down at A, up at B again, and start all over again. And you can't even tell. So, this is how you do the buttonhole leaf stitch, and as you can see, it makes the textured outline. Come on, focus. It makes the textured outline, and once you start doing the other side in the opposite direction going up, it'll create the vein. So is everybody all set with that review? You weren't even paying attention. You're talking about the washing machine. You guys crack me up. You can see it. Oh, good, Myra. Okay, great. So do I need to continue with the review or have we got it? The only other two stitches that are in this image, so you'll do the cast on rose stitch for the roses, obviously. You'll do the buttonhole leaf stitch on the leaves. The only other two stitches are for up here, the bud is the satin stitch, and the green calyx, I think is what these are called, calyxes, are are satin stitch, and then the stems are stem stitch. Oh, Kathy, my dear, if you go to my community tab, if you're on my YouTube channel, whatever, go to my YouTube channel, then go to, which you're already on, go to my community tab, and this image is there, and you can copy the image. Whether that means taking a piece of tracing paper and putting it up against the monitor and tracing it out, or you can copy it somehow, you can download it. You're welcome to use my image. I create these images and you're welcome to use them however you wish. How do I do the buds? Well, let me show you how I do the buds. Okay, I will show you. Come up at the bottom. Can you see where the needle is? And you come up at the bottom of the bud. That area in there is the green part. That's the bud. That's the green part. So you come up there. It's the satin stitch. You just go down. You come back up at A. And then where you went down at B, just go right next to it. Go down at B. And you continue that way all the way across. You come up at A. And go down at B right next to the previous B. And this is one of those stitches where what you do on the front, you do on the back. So it's kind of a thread eater. So this is the satin stitch that I'm showing you how to do right here on my beautiful image. And then oh, okay. Well, let me show you. You come up at A, and on the buttonhole stitch, you hold the thread out of the way. Okay, on the buttonhole stitch, you go down at A. So this is the satin stitch. You come up at A, go down at B, don't hold the thread, just come up at A, down at B, up at A, down at B. On the buttonhole, you go down at A, up at B, hold the thread, down at A, up at B, hold the thread, down at A, up at B, while holding the thread. Holding the thread gives you that textured outline. So on the leaf stitch, the buttonhole leaf stitch, you hold the thread away from you. On the satin stitch, you don't hold the thread away from you. You just come up at A and go down at B. Oh, okay, Lori, good. Okay, so that's how you do the calyx. And then you tie off in the back. Ouch.
I'm going to use the dark gold for the bud. Again, 3 strands of your embroidery fleece. So you come up at A. Now, with the bud, you don't quite stay in the same place because the base of the bud is a little bit more of a semicircle as opposed to a U shape or a rounded V shape of the calyx. So you want to move your up at A stitch over a little bit each time. Just a hair, just a smidge. And follow the outline upward. Follow the outline upward, up and down on your bud. So down at B, so again up at A, very, very close to the first A, and down at B on the outside of the outline. Okay, good night, Kim. Sleep well, hon. We've done the stem stitch, not this stitch, this is still the satin stitch, but we've done the stem stitch like 3 or 4 times now, but I will review it because we got a couple of newbies that may or may not know how to do the stem stitch. So let me get my bud done, which will just take about 8 or 9 more stitches here. Hold on. And that's the bud. And that's how you do the bud. Okay. Then you bring it to the back, weave it through what's already there.
come back in a different place and weave it back through what's already there. And cut. When there's no place to weave through, that's when you make a knot. Now the stem stitch, thank you, Myra. Thank you, Myra. Thank you very much. Make a knot in your thread. And you'll come up from the back. Go to the very base. The very base of your what am I doing? The this thing here, the stem. Go to the very base of the stem and come up. And then 3/16 of an inch. Depends on how big your picture is as to how big you want this stitch to be. I need to do a show and tell. Let me do the stem stitch and then I'll do my show and tell. So then you go down about 3/16 of an inch down at B. Then you come back up pretty close to the center of your previous stitch, of the stitch you just made, your previous stitch, and come up. And whatever length you made this stitch is the length you're going to make your next stitch. And you go back down. And then you're going to come back up halfway again. Halfway to the previous stitch. To the length of your new stitch. You lost internet. Oh no. Actually, Stacy, what I'm doing here, I'll show you on this one. I'm actually moving the thread aside with either my thumbnail or with the needle. I'm kind of coming up at an angle and I'm moving the thread aside. I'm not piercing. It is underneath that stitch, but I'm not piercing the thread. I'm coming up under the stitch, but I move the thread over to make sure I don't pierce it. And I've learned how to be able to do that with my needle. That was just something I self-taught myself. Something I taught myself. And again, it was halfway, and then the regular length of your stitch. And that is your stem stitch. Nothing really happens if you pierce the thread. It just kind of looks messy, Myra. It just looks messy. Kind of looks like the ones I did when I was 7 years old and I pierced the thread. So what you want to do is, I'm kind of holding my needle kind of flat against the back. It's in the back. I'm kind of holding my needle kind of flat so that when I come up, I'm under the thread, but because my needle is at an angle, it comes out. You can't see it. I'm under the, oh, come on, focus. I'm under the thread, but because my needle is at an angle, I kind of come out at a diagonal. But if I pull my thread straight up, you can see that I'm right in the middle. I'm right on the line. So, okay, for those of you who are having difficulty, hold on a second. Let me finish this one off. Put another knot in, and let me start on a different stem, and I'll show you again. You did lose internet, but you don't need me to start over. Stacy, do you need me to start again on a new stem so that you can see what I'm talking about? Or Myra? You're taking mental notes, Myra. Okay. Stacy, Kathy, Pam, Lori, anybody need me to start again? Because I'm more than happy to do that. Even though I'm 13 minutes overtime. I don't know why I said that, because I really don't care. Hello, is anybody listening to me? Go to base up from back A, go 3/16 up and go down at B. Go up from the center of last stitch, under it, come up. Oh, you know the stem stitch, Kathy. Okay, great. There is no limit. Okay, yes. You come up at A, because this is such a small image, about 3/16 of an inch is good. And go down. Then you come up in the middle of the previous stitch. In the middle of the previous stitch, which is your new A, and you go down 3/16 of an inch again, the length of your stitch, which is your new B. Your new B. And again, halfway. So Stacy, yes, you have it right. Yes, come up again halfway, go down 3/16 again at B. Your new A is halfway to the previous stitch, right in the middle, without piercing it. Whoops, I pierced it. There we go. So there's up at A, and there's down at B. And it kind of looks a little bit like a rope. A little bit like a rope as you're going. iPad and iPhone don't allow community page usage. Oh. Oh no. Do you have like a regular computer that you could check it out with later? It's also on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group page. Where's Pam? Where's Pam or Stacy? Or Marty? You could get yes, the image is on Facebook, on my Facebook group. And Lori can send it to Kathy. And Kathy said she'll look on Facebook. Okay. So Marty, you think you've got this? I mean, not Marty. Stacy, you think you've got this now? Because you described it perfectly. Wonderful. Oh, and Stacy, there's my Facebook group. So you can check the image there too. And then when I'm done, when I fill in my image, when I finish doing my image, I post it when it's all done. So, well, that was a very long class today. Clean your own glasses, Marty. And I am pretty much done. My throat is pretty much done talking for tonight. I've been on for 2 hours and 17 minutes, according to StreamYard. My throat is hurty, scratchy. So I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for the silent listeners. Oh, show and tell. Yes. Show and tell. Yes. I'm sorry. Let me postpone that goodbye. Let me do the show and tell. Hold on. Let me get my little bookie. Show and tell. Okay. I'm a little behind. I haven't stitched in the last couple that I did, but let's see. Back stitch, stem stitch. See, stem stitch was one of the very first things we did. blanket scale stitch and the satin stitch, also one of the very first things we did. And this is my little fishy, so that we could do this. I have a bookie. Oh, I have a bookie, yes. This is a border, and it was a French knot, the pistol stitch, and the purl stitch. And this is a border, part of a border. And then we did the chain stitch filler, and the satin stitch again. And just my little bumblebee with a little daisy. You're welcome, Myra. And then this is the Romanian stitch. Oh my goodness. The long short stitch and the straight stitch. And this was the image I came up with for that. The Romanian stitch. And this one, I don't remember what stitches we did. I just remember that we did them. I have to look them up. I haven't stitched them in or put the stitches in yet, but this is the not so beautiful purple flower. Then was this stitch, the herringbone stitch, herringbone lace stitch. And another foreign stitch here, and the satin stitch again. There's my little dragonfly. And then this was the tassel stitch and the leaf, the buttonhole leaf stitch and the stem stitch. So we made some dandelions on this one. And then the next image will be this one, when I get that one finished. So that was my show and tell, and my little book that I made, my little stitch book that I made. And wait a minute, let me come up a little bit so I can, stitch book with the button. The little dandelions, I know, weren't they cute? I go to Pinterest and I get a whole bunch of ideas, and then I sit down and think, how can I make this cute? My cute little bookie. Oh, you're very welcome, Pam. You're welcome. And each one of those images, if you want to take a snapshot of them, please go right ahead and do that, because these images I've created are just for play with this particular stitch book anyway. So if you want to go back and replay and take a snapshot or whatever, by all means, please do so. Well, thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you all the silent listeners. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for my secretaries, and I'm so glad you all came. It was very nice. This is one of my, I liked this night, learning together. I liked learning together. That was great. So thank you for that. Thank you for your patience in learning with me. And I will see you in chat sometime. And if I don't see you in chat, I will see you next Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Okay, good night, everybody. Bye for now. Meow.